Hey boys and girls, this is Larry, ubrailroad.com. Check me out. Hey, today's February 25th. I am going to show you what my latticing looks like completely before I start skinning it. Next video, it's going to be completely skinned and you'll see the outcome of it all. But let me tell you something. Before you skin it, with this lattice work all in place, there's three things that are very important that all must do. The first thing you must do, paint your rails and the insides of your tunnels. Then clean your track the very best you can, because this is an area you're not going to be able to get into very easily. Then the third thing, put something down all over the entire track that you're going to be putting skin on, because you will get drippings and they will fall right on the rail and they will harden and your train will derail. So make sure you do all three of those things and you should have a real good outcome of it all. Now you kind of see what I did here. For the inside of my tunnels, I used a 1/2 inch piece of styrofoam and they bent around real good, and I used pieces of wood, scrap wood, and I glued them to the bottom of the track and they stuck outward and they hold everything in place. And then back there in the wall, I screwed that to the wall, and now I got to put in the side pieces to where you can see down there through the ground, but I got to put the side pieces in to hold the ballast and to complete my tunnel. But you could see, give me a second here, I'll show you something. Okay. See, once this is dark like this, you see you can't really see a lot in there. I mean, it's pretty dark in there, and that's the way you want it, because you don't really want to show detail unless you put lights in your tunnel. And a lot of tunnels had lights, and shorter tunnels that had a lot of night operation. So something to consider, your choice. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to you. Next time I come back to you, going to be all skinned and ready for the trees and the shrubbery. So this is Larry, over and out. Okay guys and gals, I'm back. You can see I got the one section skinned, and now I'm going to get on this other. And I've had a couple emails where people ask me to show you how I skin it. Well, there's no secret. There's no way of doing this. However you could find that works for you. What I've got is I use a lid from a styrofoam box. I've also got a great big round plate that I use. Anything big enough to where you can take a sheet like this and lay it down. Okay, now what I do before I do that is I take some of my batter here. Now what this is this is just drywall mud. Now you could buy a 5-gallon bucket of it for about, I don't know, $10, $12 I think, and depending on how much you're going to use, if you don't use all of it and you want to store it, make sure you put, for those of you that don't know, put about 3 inches of water on top of it before you seal it, and that'll help prevent mold and evaporation. But anyway, I take this, and you can see what kind of a batter it is, okay? Then what I do is I cover my styrofoam in it, like so. Okay, get it nice and coated. You know, it's hard to do this with one hand because I don't know where I'm shooting, but anyway. So you get that like that. Then you take a sheet, and then I lay it down, and then I take my water, and I pre-wet it. And by pre-wetting it like that, it helps the liquid absorb into the towel, so that when you do brush it, the drywall batter will stick a lot easier. Then you just kind of fold it or start painting it like, you can see my sheets moving on me. You just paint it like so. And you want to make sure that the most important thing is you get the edges, because that's what's going to be sticking down everywhere, your edges, okay? Now, give me a minute. I'm going to put this on the tripod. Okay, I'm back. Alright, like I said, you just kind of paint this up, get all your edges real good. Then I flip it and I do the other side. See? same way. Just gotta hold your tray. Like I said, get those edges real good because those are gonna be your tie down points all across the sheet of paper, okay? Then I take it, and I drape it just like that. Now you go any way you want to, up, down, left, right, don't make no difference. But you're going to have an occasional hole, don't worry about it. We go back and we put a little patch over it. And then you wait for this to dry. And then you just work your way until you get it all done. And I'm going to go to here, and then I'm going to stop, and I'm going to the other side. But this right here, this isn't permanent. I may have this come out a little further. It depends on what I do down here. So I left my options open. This is wood. So I could attach to it anything I want if I go down the road later and decide I want to come out with anything. You know, mountain, plaster mountains, if I want to come out with wood, support fence, boards, whatever. You got it. But this is where my waterfall is going to come, and on the other side. So anyway, there's not a lot to this. This is not the perfect way or the only way. This is the way I do it. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. But if this works for you and you could use this idea, go ahead and give it a whirl. If not, there's a million other ways out there on the internet that show you how to do things like this. And seriously, if you guys find a shorter way, shortcut, hey, let me know. I'm all ears because I'm all in favor of saving money and time. So anyway, let me get the rest of this, then I'll get back to you and show you what it all looks like when I'm totally done. Okay? Be right back. Hey boys and girls, I'm back. Okay, now we've got it all done. You can see how I've got it all finished off with the skinning, and now I go and put a light coat to medium coat of batter mix plaster of Paris. That gives it a real hard shell. It takes stain, color, paint, anything you want to do, really nice. That's what all of those mountains are back there. As far as my openings, those are only temporary. I'm going to be making ones to suit that particular location. Same with that over there as well. And that back there, that cardboard piece, that's going to be a great big piece of rock like that. Okay, now I wanted to tell you that when you do this, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but you get that 5-gallon bucket of drywall mud, mix it with water. When you're all done using it, put 3 inches in it. You could store it for a real long time, okay? But outside of that, I just wanted to run that little tip by you. So, but this is it. So the next time I get back to you, this is probably going to be a little bit yet because I've got to color this, and then I've got to go and put all the trees and everything in. So it might be a week or so. See you guys later. Over and out.